Okay. I feel like y'all can hear me through my microphone. I just never know. It doesn't seem like it. Like that should be so much louder. Hello, 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 hello. I don't trust it. Because every time I watch my lives back, hey, Nene, every time I watch my lives back, the audio is coming from the camera and not from my mic. Does it sound like I'm coming from here? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me when I say this? Can you hear me? See the little audio thing. You sure? You heard me when I was just whispering? What I say? Oh, Chiquita! Don't be nervous. Don't eat and drink after midnight. You got this. You gonna wake up. I think the first thing I said when I woke up was ouch. I said it just like that. Ouch. But you're gonna be all right. Are you getting the lipo too? Like, did your doctor offer the lipo on the sides? Or are you going insurance? If you go insurance, then they don't offer that. Anyway, I did not have an edit in my spirit, and I forgot that today was the last Thursday of the month. Um, so I was supposed to be doing the book review, and the book I started it. It is good. It's called Bittersweet by what's that lady name? Hold on, let me see. Um, by Susan Cain. Susan Cain. And so far it's very interesting. Like it's talking about like how for people who experience sadness or people who allow themselves to experience the light with the dark and the happiness with the sadness and the she said at one point she said there are days of honey and days of onion. I was like, "Ooh, that's a thing." But she calls those that sort of thinking or living bittersweet. And so it's like taking the good with the bad. And I guess the book is about how to cope with living that way because in America, um, we I guess emphasize happiness. Like you should like the pursuit of happiness is literally in the constitution or something of this country. So like everybody is trying to be whatever happy is to the point where if you experience anything other than what you perceive as happiness, then you feel like you're failing or you're not doing well or whatever. And that's what causes like depression and people to, be trying to give up or whatever. But anyway, I'll get into that next Thursday when I do the actual book review. But it's turning out to be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. It's kind of heady. Like it's kind of you got to be smart a little bit. You got to be a little bit smart a little bit. But yeah, what y'all doing? What's going on with y'all? Yeah, I changed my toothpaste and I don't like it. I gotta go back to Melaleuca. Anybody sell Melaleuca in here? Because my auntie was selling Melaleuca and now she don't sell it anymore. But I need my Melaleuca toothpaste. Let's see. Yes, and a lift. Okay, yeah. Well, the breast reduction is like it's the automatic lift anyway. Cause yeah, girl. But yeah, you gon' you're gonna look different. It's gonna be a shock. And don't forget that I said like after like 8 to 14 days, somewhere in there, you're gonna freak out. You're gonna be like, oh no. And it's about something different for everybody, but you're gonna have a freak out moment. Just let it happen. Get through it. Cry it out. Text your people. Be like, I don't like it anymore. Get it all out. And then it'll be over. And then you'll be like, oh wait, I don't have to wear a bra. Shut up. Kidding me? Get out. Anywho, I thought I would just come on here and shoot the shiz with y'all. Um, I I have not worked in my room in maybe a week and a half or something. I feel like the closer I get to like almost finishing it, the more like nervous I'm getting. Um, I went to dinner with a couple of old coworkers 2 nights ago. Was that yesterday? I think that was. I don't know what day it was. A couple nights ago, I think. And I was telling them I was telling them that I was nervous about finishing my room or whatever. And I showed them videos of like where I was so far. And they were like, I mean, you're almost there. Like you just gotta, put stuff in there now. And I'm like, yeah, it's getting close. They don't know that I have to still do like figure out the floor, do the TV mount and, stuff like that. But um I was telling them that I was nervous and I catch myself like backing up off of the room a little bit here and there. And then I get, I go hot and heavy on it again. But I get nervous because, okay, this is the analogy that I'm gonna use. You know how something bit me right there. Y'all see it? Sorry, I did not take my ADHD meds today. You know how you read a book, you read like a good book, and it's like super good, and you're like, man, that book was great. And then you finish it, right? Like the book is over and you're still like craving that book, but the book is done. There's no next book. Like it doesn't have like a sequel or whatever. So like you're done with that book. Okay. You start another book to try to, I guess, satiate the craving that you're craving from the old book that you finished, because that book was so good that you're like, oh, let me just start another book and maybe I'll get that same, oh, this book is so amazing feeling from this new book. But right before you start the new book, you don't know if it's going to be good or not good, or you read some reviews and people like, no, it's great, you should totally read it. But there's like a little piece of you that's like, this book might be trash and I'm about to waste like at least several hours of my life reading this, or it could be absolutely amazing. That's how I feel about the room. I feel like either it's going to be amazing and whatever this portion of my life, this chapter that I'm like entering into, is going to be like amazing, or I'm going to be like, wow, I really spent months and months and lots of money and I don't even like it up in here for real. Or like, not that I feel like I'm going to like the room, but I don't know if, what am I trying to say? I don't know if, mm, I feel like B. Simone friend. Did y'all see that video? Like, she was like, no, I think uh, you are, she had to find it, baby, because she, who, and to be lurking, hey. Anyway, I think I don't know if the version of Tracy that I am, like, I feel like I'm trying to find or I'm racing towards is a version that I like. But it does feel like there's a new version loading. I just don't know if I'm gonna like it yet. So, like I said with the analogy, I just feel like I'm in that portion where I am closing a book, and the book was cool. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed the book, and I'm finna start a new book, but I don't know if it's gonna be the same kind of cool, or maybe it'll be a different kind of cool that I haven't experienced yet, or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's where I am with the room. It's just a little bit hot and cold. I'll be in there, like I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna finish this. It's gonna be great. And then I don't be in there for like a week and a half, like now. And I'll be like, every time I walk past, I'll be like, I know I gotta do something in there, but I don't want to. Okay, y'all, let's talk about, now that I brought up B Simone, let's talk about it. Did y'all see all the stuff? Like, isn't that crazy? I was trying to figure out what kind of friend I am in that regard, because, well, I already know what kind of friend I am in that regard. As far as like, if somebody needs something that either I'm cool with losing, like as far as money goes, or I know this person is going to pay me back, for a fact or whatever, because that's the type of person they are. I actually have less issue giving money than I have with stuff. As y'all know, I have crazy attachments to stuff. So when somebody's like, oh, can I borrow your da da da? I'll be like, I'm never going to see that again. And I have to like figure out, am I okay with never seeing this thing again? Because I'm literally never going to go pick it up from you. You're never going to bring it back to me. And yeah, but money is just like, okay, girl. I don't know. But when in the B Simone sort of, I guess, podcast or whatever, the clips that I saw, I didn't listen or watch the whole thing, but the clips that I saw, the girl, her friend, Shekinah, I don't know how she pronounced her name, but that's not the same Shekinah that was on that little trolley thing with Tiny that time. That's a different Shekinah, right? That's not the same person. Let me know. So Shekinah was talking about how she was broke. I mean, on link card or whatever y'all call y'all. You do? You think it's her? That's the same Shekinah? Shut up. That was on that little trolley thing and they kept falling over. That was Tiny, right? It was like Tiny and Shekinah. Or was it? I can't remember. But it was somebody that was silly. They was acting a fool. She cooking now? I don't know. This girl look young too. That's why I was like, I don't think that's the same Shekinah. But I don't know. And then I remember Shekinah being like thicker, the Shekinah that was with Tiny, and this girl looked pretty thin and young. I don't know. It could be. I don't know. But anyway, this lady was on there talking about how, hey, Miss Weeks, WKS. Definitely not the same person. Oh, okay. So what was I saying? Oh, so Shekinah was sitting there talking about how she was on food stamps and she was broke and her stuff about to be in foreclosure and like finna lose her car, finna be homeless, da 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 da. Meanwhile, her friend B Simone is literally like oh, I found a lady that was in need of my help, giving checks to random people, and your friend is over there struggling. But here's the other part. She did not ask. I don't think, listen, I didn't watch the whole thing. I probably should. But I don't think Shekinah asked her for anything. And I think that's the qualifier for me, because it's not on me. I will offer. I'll be like, hey, just let me know if you need anything. But I'm not gonna be specific because I don't know what you need. Like, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times black women like to keep their struggle under wrap and try to like present a strong face to the public and to their friends. Um, and so they, they don't want to come off like, oh, I don't want, people to know that I need stuff or that I'm struggling or whatever. But if you have a friend that's supposed to be your friend, like your friend down, I feel like you should be able to be vulnerable with them and be like, hey, sis, like I'm really struggling. Can I borrow $1,872? You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be, and they could be like, no, but I have $200. You know what I'm saying? It's like if they don't want to give you the whole shebang, you see when somebody no longer has a car, I feel like they not really BFFs. Right. And then did y'all get weird vibes from like when B Simone was saying how she wants her friends to work for her and have her vision? Like, y'all got to share my vision, because right now, like LTTA or whatever she calls her podcast, she was like, that's the vision, that's the goal, and you can't have no other goal. I was like, that don't sound like a friendship. That sounds like an employee. You just need an employee. Why you got to put your friends there? Just hire some people. I don't understand that part. Like, why do your friends have to work for you, and meanwhile they can't further themselves? They just got to focus on you and your goals. That's just hire people for that. Your friends shouldn't have to do that for you. I'm just, I'm very confusion on that. I'm very confusion. Mm-mm. Um, but so for example, like one of my cousins, her daughter just graduated at Spelman, right? And my cousin had this goal when her daughter first got into Spelman. She was like, I don't want her to have to take out no loans. I just want her to be able to graduate college and start adulthood like financially prepared or whatever. So, but Spelman is expensive as hell. And so my cousin was busting her ass trying to pay for each, year of Spelman, which was like $50,000 or something like that. I think it was like 25K a semester, if I'm not mistaken, or 50K a year. I don't know how they broke it down, but it was super expensive. So my cousin, sometimes she would fall just a little bit short, and she would reach out to me. She did it like maybe 2 or 3 times throughout, my little cousin's whole 4 years at Spelman. And she would be like, hey, Tracy, I need $1,372.67. Like she always was very specific with the amount that she needed. And I would be like, okay, let me Zelle you or whatever. Cause I knew that she was gonna pay me back. She's like one of the people that if I gave her money, she's gonna pay it back. Like I never was worried about that. And then plus, like I knew that she was trying to pay this freaking Spelman tuition. Um, it was only one time where I did not have the money. And I was like, I'm not going to say my little cousin name. Her name is Stella. I don't know where that came from, but I was like, so Stella does nails at college. And like, she's freaking good as hell. Like, she be doing the nail art and like, all the girlies be coming to her. And so when this one particular day, I remember I was in Atlanta, and my cousin was like, "Hey, I'm like this amount short for Stella's tuition, and I have to pay it by Friday or whatever." And so I was like, "Oh man, I whatever the account where I had the money that I could have given her, it would have taken me 3 days to transfer it. It was like in my credit union, and I would have to transfer it to somewhere where I could Zelle it to her because I was in Atlanta, so I couldn't just walk over to her house and be like, "Here's the cash" or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a cacophony of a whole bunch of stuff that was making it to where I couldn't give her the money. So anyway, I was talking to her and I was like, "Ask Stella, do she have money? Stella makes a lot of money." And she was like, "Oh, you are right. Hold on, let me check Stella's account." She went into Stella's bank account. Stella had almost 10 grand in there, just chilling, because she just be making money and stacking. And she like, "Oh, hell no." But she felt bad because she didn't want Stella to have to be paying for her own schooling. But I was like, I know what this some new age parenting because my mama didn't get no dams. Okay, my mama was like, "Figure it out, figure it out, babes." You were supposed to get full ride scholarship, and you chose to go to this school where they didn't give you no full ride scholarship. So now, figure it out. Anyway, I said all of that to say sometimes you got to ask because people don't know. Sometimes people want to mind their business, or they'll be like, uh, "Okay, I'm gonna see if she asks me. If she asks me, I'll give it to her, but I don't want to come off like, because sometimes if you offer something to somebody that's not asking, it they could take it the wrong way. Like they could be like, I don't need your help. Like I'm not no charity case, all of that stuff. And so a lot of times, you just gotta wait for them to ask. Now, here's the other part. I have my friend group, it's dwindled recently because you got to watch season 1 of Depression Nest. I was crying about that in season 1. But one of my ex-friends, she asked me when I had my Atlanta place, right? I had just bought it. I just bought the Atlanta place. I had just furnished it. I had a velvet sofa that was brand new. I had a crate and barrel bed. I had like stuff in there that I was still precious about because I literally just bought it all. And she called me when I was literally driving back to Chicago for the first time. And she was like, "Hey, do you think that," because I guess her and her family was going to move into a new construction home, but they had to sell their current home. And so there was this like time in between where their new construction was going to be finished, but they had to move out of this other house. And they were like, she was like, "Do you think we can stay at your place?" Keep in mind, I had a 640 square foot, 1 bedroom condo. And I was like, at first I said yes, but as I was driving, I just said yes, like kind of out of, automatic response because she was one of my best friends. But as I kept driving, I just got more and more anxious about it. And here was the part that made me anxious. It wasn't just "Oh, can we stay the weekend?" It was 5 months. She wanted them to be able to stay there for 5 months. And I was like, this is a whole family. This is a mama, a daddy, a daughter, and a dog in my 1 bedroom, 640 square foot condo. So by the time I made it back to Chicago, I called her back and I was like, "Hey, I just been thinking about it. And I'm getting too much anxiety, like trying to figure out the whole thing. Like, will y'all be getting mail there? Like, how would I tell the HOA? Like, they're gonna, because you had to be on a list to be able to rent your unit, and I wasn't even on the list. So, um, it was just a lot. So anyway, after that, she never came to my house. I mean, my Atlanta condo ever again. Like, she never stepped foot inside. Never stepped foot inside. One time she came and picked me up and she just stayed out in the car. But after that, I kind of knew. I honestly think that she asked me that as a test to see what kind of friend I was or whatever. But that was just too much. That's a lot. I That's a lot. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I felt so bad. And then to this day, I be thinking about other ways that I could have said it that would have, like, I could have blamed it on the HOA, and that way she wouldn't have been mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she took it as like, Tracy don't want to help us. You know what I'm saying? And I was even like, hey, if you need me to help you, like, look up places, short-term stay places, I can help you, like, I can help you look or whatever. And here's the other part that is weird. Say, for example, if she was in like an abusive relationship or something like that, and she was like, Tracy, me and my daughter, we got to get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time for us to go. We got to get out now. And they needed somewhere to go. She could have stayed there. Like, I would have been like, okay, boom. But because it was like, it wasn't an emergency, it was a predetermined amount of time. Like, and low key, it almost seemed like she had already had that as a plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, yeah, because Tracy gonna go back to Chicago for the summer, and then we could just stay there. It was almost like that's how, she had it figured out. So when I said no, it was kind of like, I think it was like a shock to her system or whatever. I don't know, but we're not friends anymore because she didn't think I was a good friend. Not because of that. Well, I don't know what it was because of, but she never stepped foot in my house again. I mean, in my condo again. I think I might need to go back and look at season 1 of Depression Nest and remember, because that's when it was like fresh. And I just remember being like, I don't understand how you can be friends with somebody for 30 years and, they say no one time and it's just all trash. Or like they say something you don't like one time and you just throw the whole thing away. I just think it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's like, not impossible, but you know what I'm saying? Like, people grow, change, and like your friendships got to grow and change with them. If you don't like something, you have to say something. Like, it's your responsibility to say something. But yeah, anyway, how it all like came to a head was she had said something that I felt like was mean spirited about my mental health. And I instantly called it out because that's what I do. I was like, whoa, that was a low blow. This was all in the group chat, of course. I was like, whoa, that was a low blow. And then when I said that, she just went off on me. You always say this and that, and you always making these little snide remarks and jokes about da 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 da. But you said nothing. So I was supposed to just like know that you were secretly hating me because of all the snide remarks that I was saying, and you just said nothing. And my other friend that's in the same group or whatever, she told me that they had dinner or whatever one time, and she was like, Tracy says, things all the time to me, but I say one thing and now she coming down on me talking about that was a low blow. I'm like, but you see how that worked, right? You said something that I didn't like, and I immediately told you that I didn't like it. I didn't just swallow it and then secretly hate you. The hell? Anywho, this isn't about me. B Simone, as a friend, I think she needs employees. She doesn't need her friends to be filling that space. I think that's why Megan Ashley got on up out of there. Got on up out of there. I like Megan Ashley. I think she was very she was funny. I don't know. I haven't watched her podcast like by herself, but I know that I'm thinking in particular about that one time where they had started rapping like randomly. They was like, I want a big house with a big dog and a did and a that whatever. I thought that was funny, and like she jumped in there like she was a part of it. She wasn't just laughing at B Simone. You know what I'm saying? Like you have, as a funny person, I know that you have some friends that are just gonna laugh at you, and then you have some friends that you're laughing with because both of y'all are cracking each other up. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different of a feeling, because some people are there for the entertainment, and then some people are like a part of the fun with you. So it seemed like Megan Ashley was a part of the fun, like seemed like they have fun together. But then I remember one episode, what was the name of their old show? I can't even remember. uh No, for real, or something like that, which I thought was weird. Anywho, um there was one episode where I guess after they had already had their beef, and Megan Ashley, they was on the podcast talking about this, and they said, Megan Ashley said, well, you said that you would rather be business partners than friends. And B Simone was like, yeah. Like she cared more about the business than their friendship. And where Megan Ashley wanted to remain friends and not business partners because it had messed up their friendship. So I don't know. I honestly think that B Simone is very money driven, and whatever leads to the money is what she is going to try to do. And anybody or anything that gets in her way, they just not a part of the plan. That's what I'm getting. Hey, Yeti's Odyssey, how are you? We just in here talking and chatting about friendship and regular stuff. I was kind of sad when my friend group broke up, because literally those were the only women that I talked to like on a regular everyday basis, like in our group chat, of course. And sometimes we would hop on a FaceTime or something like that, but for the most part, we was in that group chat every single day. So boom, when she decided she didn't want to be my friend and another girl's friend at the same time. And so that's two. Well, it was really three, because the other girl has a sister, Roydell and Alvastine. Okay, they were sisters. So me, my other friend, and her sister, who got lumped in because she is clearly the girl's sister. So it's us three, and then it was two on her side, I guess, who didn't think that we were good friends. And so I remember when we had the phone call that, this split is happening, I remember being like, so how are we going to talk? And everybody was like, I mean, we'll still talk. Like we'll text and da-da-da. But nobody was really concerned. And here's the thing. Everybody, all of my friends have husbands and children. Okay. And so for them, not talking to me was probably just like a blip on the radar. They talk to their kids every day. They talk to their husbands every day. They talk to everybody every day. I was talking to them every day. And so when they dismantled the group chat, I was like, oh, well, literal crickets. Literal crickets. So yeah, it's been very weird. It's been a couple years now, I think. Uh because I think it happened around the time when Renaissance came out. Because me and the other girl, we had went to Atlanta for Renaissance, and then that's when we started finding out a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, it's tough losing friends as you get older. I've never just been a I'm not really a friend loser. I'm not really I don't care, or I don't get here's the thing. I don't assume negative intent. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay. If you have a friend for 30 years and all of a sudden she says something like how that girl did to me, and she says something that I think is kind of mean or whatever. If you don't catch it right then, like, hey, that was kind of mean, hurt my feelings a little bit. And if they don't immediately say, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I was just joking," like that wasn't my intent. Okay, boom, we cool. But if they get super defensive, well, you all and they flip the script on you. They meant it. They meant it. But here's my thing. I I never assume negative intent if it's my friend. If it's just a person that I don't really know that well, I probably will assume negative intent. But if it's my friend and they say something like, for example, I got some friends from the boutique that I model with, and we always joke about my antidepressants because I be the only one that don't cry when we have the fashion show and they need somebody to talk on the mic and be like, "We thank y'all so much for da 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 da." I'll be the only one that don't cry, so they always make me do that part because everybody else is always drunk and sentimental and whatever. And so we that is like a running joke amongst our friend group. Like, Tracy needs to share them pills, da da da, stuff like that. So I'm not sensitive about having depression, or it's not that I can't joke about it. But if you come at me with some mean spirited stuff, I'm gonna recognize. I know the difference between a joke and a jab. I'm funny. I know the difference between a joke and a jab. And so when I call you out on that jab, if you don't instantly be like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I took it too far. Okay, my bad." You meant it as a jab. You know what I'm saying? As I got older, my friends have dwelled down to three, and they are not friends. Friendly, but not friends. Yeah. So I would consider myself a low maintenance friend. I think it's because I'm an only child. That's what I like to blame stuff on. But I'm not one of those friends that like I need to see you all the time. I need to talk to you all the time. We need to go to dinner every week, or we have a standing appointment. That would be nice, but I don't have any friends like that. All of my friends, too, my closest friends, live out of state from me. So and have probably since college. So I have a friend who was my best friend in fourth grade that I still consider her one of my best friends. And I probably see her once a year, maybe every two. You know what I'm saying? And we never talk on the phone. Sometimes we'll text like on the birthdays. We'll be like, "Girl, what's going on with you?" Da da da. We do a quick catch up and that's it. But I still consider her one of my best friends. I just don't need all of the extra. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I would consider myself a low maintenance friend. Um, But I also don't be getting mad when do y'all have a friend or ever had a friend, or are you this person where um you feel like if you don't talk to somebody for a long time, like y'all ain't cool no more. Like something happened and y'all ain't cool no more. Like automatically, like that's your go-to, that's your go-to thought. I'm not that way. Sometimes I get on the phone with people, they be like, I haven't talked to you in 5 days. I be like, really? I didn't even recognize that. Like, I'm so used to being by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been by myself. I grew up playing by myself. I was a latchkey kid. So sometimes I would wake up in the morning and my mama would be gone because she was an on-call surgical nurse. And so sometimes when I got home from school, she wasn't there. And sometimes when I woke up in the morning, she had got called overnight and she wasn't there when I woke up. And so I'm just used to like doing stuff myself. I've never been married. I've never really had to depend, besides my mama, I haven't had to depend on anybody else. Or like I guess have somebody else for comfort or whatever. I'm just not that friend. And so for some people, you know, I guess that's not enough. But here's my thing. Here's what I wish that friends would do. And this is something that I am proud of that girl Shekinah for or whatever. She said everything now, you know what I'm saying, on the podcast. She said what everything that she needed to say. And she said it very like diplomatically. Like she was like, she said stuff in a way that like she could have said that meaner. You know what I'm saying? Like she could have said everything that she said with a hint of bitch. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't. She was still giving like very, you know, nice, friendly answers. Where she could have cranked it up a little bit. I wonder what her sign is. She could have cranked that up a lot. But she didn't. So I was proud of her for that. But she said everything that needed to be said. But here's my thing. If I wonder what their friendship would be. Now, keep in mind, this is probably a bad example because B Simone don't seem like the greatest friend in real life. So I don't know if this is a good example, but I'm gonna keep going with it. I wonder what their relationship would be if she had, instead of holding all of that inside, if she had voiced her concerns before that day. If she had, whenever she was going through the things and she saw B Simone giving a $12,000 check to somebody else or whatever it was, if she was like, hey, like, I need to be honest with you, I am struggling really bad. And so I feel like you know that I'm struggling, but it kind of like hurt my feelings when I saw you like helping other people. Not that I'm jealous or whatever, but like I thought you would help me before you help them. Who the hell is that? Every now and then, y'all, uh, this photographer, Andrew Thomas Clifton, he will post one of my like lingerie pics. Like he'll post it on his page that I took, you know, when I was like 35 or something. And I always be so like, I was really on the internet, half naked. It was a time I was finding my sexiness. I knew someone like that, but I had to explain my neurospicy brain is very much out of sight, out of mind in a way. And sometimes it applies to people randomly and replying to text. Yeti's Odyssey. I think that might be me too. That might be me too as well, comma, also. I think that might be me. Because it's not that I don't care about you. It's not that I don't love you. I am chilling. I'm over here by myself. I'm not even thinking about you. And not in a negative way, but just I am doing me. I assume you're doing you. And I guess I'm just not the type of friend that I need to know your daily goings. One of my cousins has a best friend. Now, my cousin moved from LA to here, but her best friend is still in LA. And her best friend will be like, I called you this morning. Why you didn't answer the phone? What was you doing? And that is like, whoa. I don't think I could have a best friend that's like so possessive or like trying to keep track of like your every move type of friend. I couldn't have one of those because I'm definitely not answering the phone. If I know that you're like that, if I look at the phone and I go like this, I don't know. I don't know if we're friends for real. I don't know if we're friends for real because I shouldn't be annoyed to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, yeah, I think the neurospicy brain might definitely be it too. And lately, I've been thinking about how my neurospicy brain and the fact that like I don't really know, I've never tested for autism or whatever, but I know I'm on that spectrum somewhere. And I honestly think that my version of like wherever I am on the spectrum is I will say things people think it's funny, but sometimes I really want to know. Like, for example, one of my friends, she wears like the really long nails, like super long, like Cardi B long nails. And I literally, because I genuinely wanted to know, I was like, so explain your bathroom experience to me. Like, I really want to know. Is it just like a pat pat? Or how when you go in from behind, are you wrapping the nail? Like, I really want to know. I'm not being funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very interested in the process. Like if I have always said I want me a trans friend because I literally want them to spread eagle and let me see. Because I don't understand how I know that they cut the PP and then they like invert it and put it in, and then that becomes like the hole. But I need to see it. You know what I'm saying? I've even looked that up on Google because I'm just like, I need to see it, but I need to see it in person. And so I don't know. I think I'm just like a person that will I ask the awkward questions. I be serious. Like, I ask things that are probably inappropriate. Like I remember one time on I think that was on Instagram, I asked people because I just always assume that everybody is cleaner than me as well. So I ask people like, if you are sleeping and you get a booger, you know how you feel a booger moving in your nose, like when you breathe, you can feel it moving in and out. And so you blow your nose just randomly like a snot rocket type of thing, right? And that booger comes out. What do you do with that booger? Keep in mind, you are in the middle of the night, dead sleep. You just had to get that booger out your nose. You're not finna get up, go to the bathroom. You don't have no paper towel, nothing like that. What are you doing with that booger? Everybody was in my comments like, or in my DMs like, Tracy, please, like, be serious. I'm like, I really want to know what other people are doing with their boogers because I just put mine on the nightstand until the morning. Like, it's literally just on the corner. It's literally just on the corner right there because I have to be able to see it when I wake up for me to like get it off of there and go. You know what I'm saying? You say and ask what you mean, but people look for undertones. I feel like in 19 years, they're going to say ADHD and autism are the same spectrum. Yeah. I think so too. And that's the other part is like, I'm not being mean and I feel like I am mean and you will know when I'm being mean to you. That's that Scorpio. Okay. When the switch has flipped, oh, bitch, you gonna know. Don't worry about it. It ain't no guessing game. It's Tracy being me. You ain't got to never do that with me. Ask any of my exes if they knew the difference between when I was being funny and when I was being mean. Okay? They gonna know, right? As if you are the only human who has nighttime boogies. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I know that this is an experience that other people have had. Therefore, comma, what do you do? Why aren't we sharing more? And why are y'all keeping things secret? Like, what do you do? I remember I asked on Instagram, I did a poll, like, when you wipe your butt, do you wipe like when you're still seated, or do you like stand up a little bit, or like lean off the toilet a little bit and then wipe? And, it was some back and forth about that. But people was like, ultimately, people were like, why do you want to know this? And I don't know. I just want to know. Tracy, LOL. I have so much stuff on my bed. I probably have both paper towels and tissue. you got a CVS on the side that you could just rummage through and get something real quick and blow your nose. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have that. So I would just like put that little booger right there on the side of the nightstand. I saw two guys once arguing over if they pee every time they poop. This is a question that I have for dudes, because you know how sometimes, ladies, when we pee, sometimes you feel like, oh shit, I got a boo-boo too. And then you could just make all of that happen at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because you already sitting down. But if you're a dude and you're peeing and then you get the boo-boo notification, do you just stop peeing? Do you finish your pee and then turn around, sit down, and then point the pee-pee down and then boo-boo? Or I know that they don't boo-boo every time they pee, but do they pee every time they boo-boo? That's the question. So, and that's the thing. One did, the other one said he does it separately. How? What if you don't feel good? You know what I'm saying? What if you got diarrhea or something like that? What if it's like you run into the bathroom? You ain't finna do nothing separately, sir. You gotta go. I guess maybe that's his preference. But it's the same thing with when I tell people I don't drink anything dark brown because I discriminate on my liquids. They'd be like, why? And then I had to tell them a story about how it was a bug in my Pepsi when I was 14. After that, I ain't drink nothing dark brown. Okay, boom. Then they get into, what about apple juice? What about tea? What about hot chocolate? What about chocolate milk? What about this? What, like, they are wanting to know, like, what is the scale of what I will and won't drink or whatever. And so to me, that's the same level of questioning that I think I'm doing when I be asking people about like their regular human experiences. Like, I be wanting to know. And also, I'm a avid people watcher. That's how I got so much stories. I don't know if y'all remember that Brooklyn bus situation where I did that skit of everybody that was on that bus with me in Brooklyn when I lived in New York. That video, people love that video, but that video was 100% true. I did not make up anything. I was literally on that bus remembering all of the interactions because I knew that it was epic. I was like, oh, baby, I have to remember, okay, it's that lady and that lady, they're arguing. And then this man and this lady, they're arguing. But then this old lady jumps in. Then this dude starts trying to holler at me. And it's like, I was remembering everything on that bus. I am an avid people watcher. I create stories in my mind for people when I watch them. I be like, oh, I see the story play out. I'm just like, that's where my imagination goes. That, I guess that's the creative in me. Like, when I used to take the train to and from work or whatever, I would watch people and I would, in my head, form a whole storyline. They would have a whole storyline. I could make a whole TV show about these people sitting in front of me. One, I still remember people, like it was a couple in front of me with their like baby. Baby probably was like 1 or 18 months, somewhere around there, right? Like walking, but not talking good or whatever that age range is. And the parents were having a whole conversation about, the lady was like, I told you we shouldn't have had him. They were arguing because he was missing work to take this baby to the doctor. She was trying to figure out how they was going to afford the doctor in the first place. Like, they were having this whole conversation about they shouldn't have had this baby right in front of the baby sitting in the middle of them. And I still remember that couple. They was right in front of me having this whole conversation. And you could tell they were struggling. They was talking about work and like how we're going to pay for this. Well, I'm missing work because I got to go to the doctor. Well, I could have had a paycheck, but I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was in my head. I was like, wow, the struggle, because I used to wear headphones, but I didn't listen to anything. I just had them on so people wouldn't try to talk to me. So I would be listening to people's conversations and I would be watching people and stuff like that. But that just, I don't know. I've just always been that way. I'm tardy to the damn party again. Let me turn on this notification because what did I damn miss? Right. Why your notification bell ain't rung? Mrs. Shea, Florida, Florida. Yeah. Hit the bell. Cause what? Y'all, it is so hot. My AC went out. And I'm just sitting here with a fan at this point because everything costs money. This is why people fall for lies on the internet, because they don't just ask the questions directly. There was one guy saying water is unnecessary for life because it's not a protein, carb, or fat. Oh, baby. He's trying to die quickly. He's trying to die quickly. If some of those protein, carbs, or fats didn't have water like baked in, he'd probably be dead already. Because I think water, you can only go like, what, 4 days, 5 days? I don't know. You can't go too long. You can go longer with food, without food, but without water, you finna go. Your body start dehydrating real quick. Turn into a whole raisin. Mrs. Shea, Florida. We were talking about friendships and we were talking about the whole B. Simone thing. Okay, thank you. Heart you down. We were talking about the whole B. Simone, Shekinah conversation. I actually need to watch that whole thing. I might watch that today. I'm just talking about friendships in general and how, as an adult, it's tough. Everybody's, excuse me, y'all. Everybody is struggling through adulthood. We're all trying to figure this shit out. I seen a girl crashing out on TikTok. Literally, I don't use the term crashing out because I'm elderly, but literally that's what she said. She's in the caption and said, "I'm crashing out." And she was just in the car crying. She was like, "I'm about to be 40 and I don't have life figured out and I don't know what I want to do and I don't know." And she was literally crashing out. And I just put in her comment section, I was like, baby, the thing that you need to remember is nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. We're all here making it up. The people who act like they know what they're doing, they're acting. They're making that up too. We are all on Earth for the first time, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? Don't know, ain't nobody an expert in this shit. Who's an expert at being a human when we out here for the first time? Supposedly. You know what I'm saying? Like, these folks will really have you out here being like, oh yeah, I'm an expert in da da da. I know everything there is to know about. And you might be very well versed and very educated in a topic or two. An expert at humaning? No, you're not. You're not. And that's something that I be having to remind myself because I have a really bad problem with comparison. But my comparison thing isn't I don't think it's like the same. Well, maybe, I don't know. Y'all tell me. But my comparison thing is not that I want what they have. It's that why did they get it and that never happens for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh man, for example, this one girl on TikTok, she posted one video, her very first video, like she created a whole TikTok account for this little, project that she was doing where she's cleaning out her boyfriend's grandmother's hoarder house. And so her first video was like her with her microphone, and she was like, "Hi, I'm such and such. My boyfriend's grandmother is a hoarder, and we're here at her house to clean it up." Millions of views. Every post after that, 7 million views, 3 million views, 4 million views, views out the ass. Every single video, over 1 million views. And I'm sitting here like, now how the hell, you know what I'm saying? I've been cleaning up my shit for 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Rara. We all here trying to survive. Exactly. Yeah, I need to hit the like button on this video before you go. Yeah, hit that like, baby. Hit that like. I don't know what that do, but do it. Do that. Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. We gonna figure it out. I mean, everything is figure outable, but here's the thing: there's always something new to figure out. You know, like there's no end of the road here. I mean, the end of the road is death. You know what I'm saying? Right. Okay. I don't know if I need a new AC, but I definitely need something because that thing is not blowing cold air. I need a capacitor. I've already you know I looked up if I could do it myself. You already know that, right? So yeah, I don't know. I probably need either I need some refrigerant, which I heard is expensive, or I need a new capacitor, or something's wrong with the motor. I even like turned off the fuse and turned it back on. Like maybe it needs like a little jump start or whatever. No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, hit all the buttons. Okay. I ain't got no job. And I need to fix my AC. And then I looked on the calendar thinking like, oh, eventually it's gonna come down to like back to 70 something, for Chicago. Baby, it's summertime now. The sun said, I'm here, bitches. It was like 90, 80, 90, 80, 100, 90, 80, 100, from like here to like September. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to go ahead and get this fixed. But here's the part about getting stuff fixed for me in my house. I have to clean up first. You feel me? See how that's a conundrum? Like the area where the furnace is, it's a whole bunch of shit in front of that door. It's a whole bunch of stuff there. So I got to clean that out so the man could get to the area and then make a pathway for him to get to the outside AC. It's just a lot. That's why I don't be calling people immediately. The only time I called people immediately was when there was water coming from my ceiling. I had to. If AC don't do nothing else, it's gonna go out while it's freaking hot. Never fails. The devil be busy. Okay, that's the part. It's like, now what was you here for? Because I remember a couple of weeks ago or whenever it was just kind of like a little hot, and I turned on the AC just to knock the heat out of the air. I just turned it on for maybe like 30 minutes. It was working fine then. Here we are in a heat wave, and you want to. Now you can't blow nothing. Nothing coming out. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. I don't like that. Our index is 108. Ooh, it's blazing here in Pinehurst, North Carolina. Y'all, this ain't normal. This is not normal. We are not supposed to be like this. 108. Y'all make sure y'all wearing some sunscreen, please. And it's not because we might get burnt or anything like that, but we can still get these cancers that them white folks getting. Okay, we can still get them same cancers. Um, so yeah, make sure that you put on some sunscreen before you leave the house, at least on your exposed, areas or whatever. Even if you got the little spray kind or whatever, just spray yourself down every now and then, especially if it's that damn hot. That sun is beating. That sun is damn near on the earth at this point. The sun close as hell. I don't know science that good, but I know it's like going around in a circle. And he had dropped down a little bit this month. He had dropped down. Um this Florida heat making me make better life choices because I can't do hell. Okay, listen. So let me tell y'all something. Tell me if y'all, okay, okay. All right. Hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm Christian-ish. And the ish is what I need you to hear me out on. Okay. So I in order for me and my spirit to feel good about God, I don't think about all the negative stuff. So like to me, there's heaven, but there's no hell. I choose not to believe in hell. You know what I'm saying? Like I like if I think about like, oh, the fact that children are being bombed by missile strikes over there, across the world or whatever, I can't think that that's God's doing. I think that okay, somebody else is doing this, and maybe there's a reason. I don't know, but if I were to give God credit for literally everything, I would be mad as hell at him. I wouldn't fuck with him for real like that. I would not fool with him. Cause I already didn't fool with him a little bit when he took my mama like that. But then I had, you know what I'm saying? I had forgave him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta forgive him sometime. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. It is forgiving go two ways, you know what I'm saying? You're back and forth. We in hell now. Listen, did y'all watch The Good Place? That show? Um, yeah, we in the bad place for sure. We in the bad place. I don't really understand. Well, y'all know I say this a lot, but I'm damn near socialist. Like, I just want people to have things for free. I think people should just be, we're all human. Like I said before, we're all humans on earth for the first time. Why are we struggling? Why are there certain sections of us that are just have the most money in the world, and then others of us are sleeping? It's people outside right now in this heat wave that don't have nowhere to go. And the government is just cool with that. Like, y'all just okay with that? I just feel like we should just be giving everything for free. The government should be the same way I feel about God is how I feel about government. It should be giving good things only. Good things only. That's my next t-shirt. Good things only. Like, give to the people. Don't take from the people. What are you doing? Why are you taking away rights? That's weird. Give. Like, keep giving. Because otherwise, you're weird to me. You're an op. You're an op. Oh, do I need to write that down for real? Okay, let me write it down. Hold on. What I say? Good things only. Okay. I'm deeply progressive. Let's start over completely. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Shay, Shay, don't call. Shay, why you had called me out like that? Why you had called me out like that, Shay? I got a book, Shay. Hold on. Shay said, you keep making this damn list and you ain't made nothing. Okay, so let me tell you, I got some new shirt ideas. Okay, here go the shirt ideas. One is, and first, let me tell y'all something else. I had a 19% Juneteenth discount all day on Juneteenth on my website. I didn't tell nobody. I'm so bad at business. I put the discount in the website and then did not tell anybody. Like, forgot about it. Just completely forgot about it until the day after Juneteenth. And I was like, oh, shit. I should have told somebody about that 19% discount. It was just you didn't have to have no code or nothing. You could have just, it was just the whole site, 19%. And I didn't tell nobody. Okay, so I have the drugs are working. Okay. That's a shirt. We like that. And then the one with ADHD. I was thinking about having like the one like series, like the one with depression, the one with ADHD, the one on the spectrum, the one, so that you could like, if your friend group, everybody in the friend group buy a shirt, it's like, oh, I'm the one with ADHD. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was cute. And then of course I have very last minute, very procrastinating. That's old because it was going off of the very demure, very mindful thing. So that's how old that is. Oh, and then I had some black ones that was like, I was gonna make this hat, this black hat, right? And I was gonna have it say beret because I wanted to like modernize a Black Panther. You know how they used to wear berets, but ain't nobody finna be walking around with a beret no more. So I was like, what if you could put on a hat, a regular baseball cap, and then if it said beret, like just basically consider this hat my beret because I'm a Black Panther around this beach. Yeah, that was an idea that I had for Juneteenth. And then I had an idea that said BAM, BAMN, and then that was the Malcolm X, like by any means necessary. It was a whole bunch of like, if you know, you know shirts. Like only Black people would probably get it. Then I had one that said procrastinators, mount up. That's funny. I should have made that. They found a guy hanging by a noose in Albany, New York, said he did it himself only after an hour of arrival to the scene. Make it make sense. See, here's the thing about white folks. They don't understand that Black folks would never. Now, we might kill ourselves, but we ain't gonna never hang from a tree. That is never one of the options. Okay? That is some shit that white people do to Black people. That's it. We do not do that to each other or ourselves. But because they walk on the scene and see it, they consider that. Here's my other thing. You might even hang yourself, but it will never be from a tree. You feel me? People might do that in their garage, or they might do that in their house or whatever, so somebody could find them eventually. But they never finna do that from a tree. Not a Black person, not a Black man. Not at all. So that's how you know they still on one. They still on one. I done heard you say that a few times, but not one website with these ideas. I got a website. Tracy made it. Don't do me. Tracy made it. And with May, like May, Tracy May, it. Yeah. Go there. Ain't no new shirts over there, but I'm just saying, like, that's where the site is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Don't do me. I got a site. I like that. I can relate to all of them. Okay, so basically y'all telling me I need to just go ahead and make these shirts. Okay. Because y'all not finna talk about me to my face like that. And then I had some ideas for we're having a picnic out here in Chicago, and I was gonna be a vendor, but I decided not to be a vendor because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have no like business acumen, and so I'm just making shit up. Get somebody else to do it on a onesie is so funny. Yeah, girl, get somebody else to do it. You don't want to deal with me right now? Get somebody else to do it. I'm crying. Wah, wah, wah. No, not you. Not you. I want my mama. I love talking money. Girl. That's why my therapist be like, you scared of success because everything that you do, you could, if you went 100% in it, it would be amazing, but you don't be doing it. Okay. Don't. I'm gonna do. Okay, give me some homework. Okay, give me some homework. Okay, be realistic. Be realistic. But give me some homework. Okay, should I can design like 3 shirts or like, 3 designs that could be for like shirts or hats or whatever. By when? That'd be the problem. When is the deadline? Y'all let me know when my deadline should be. But yeah, I'm gonna put some new shirts in there because July 14th. Oh no, it don't take me that long, guys. I thought y'all was gonna say Sunday. It don't take me that long. It don't take me that long. So wait, let me look at the calendar. So today is Thursday, June 26th. Ooh, it's my ex's birthday. 41. That boy old. Okay, so I could do this by. I could do it by this. Yeah, let's give it because that's that holiday. Let's give it to the 6th, and then so July 6th, y'all will be able to go to the website and purchase. Okay, yeah. So I got to have at least 3 new designs by July 6th. Let me write that down. Can the don't shirt be a regular shirt? Yes. Yes, it can. Does that count as one of my shirts? Oh no, that's not a new design, huh? Okay. Never mind. Yes, I can make that. Don't into regular shirt. Do you want it to still be like fitted or just like a regular t-shirt? Let me know. Okay, then what I say? 7-6, 3 new designs on Tracy Made It. Regular tee. Okay. Okay. All right, y'all. I think that's a good place to end. Cause now I got homework and stuff. I'm meeting I'm gonna start mentoring this young guy. And my first meeting with him is at 3 Central. So I'm gonna just prepare for that, and then I'll get started on my designs or whatever. And thank y'all so much for coming on to the live today and giving me homework stuff to do, keeping me on track. And yeah, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. Who are you looking at like that can be a T? I said that. I said that today. I'm gonna have to rewatch this whole live because I don't even know what I be saying. Thank you for inviting us in today. Y'all know I'm an open book. I just didn't have an edit in my spirit. I really, it's, it's getting rough. Oh y'all, look at my shoulders. Am I muscly yet? Works out 3 times. Thinks she's buff. All right, y'all. Y'all stay cold. Find you a fan and find you some business. Love y'all down. Find you some AC or a fan. I need to find the AC part. Uh-oh. Okay, bye.